I'm gonna kill y'all niggas, blood. Oh God, I am. That's the crazy thing, blood. I hope you recording it too, cause a nigga finna kill you, Gonzalez. Nigga, a nigga finna kill you, Danny, yo, nigga. Oh God, blood. Y'all fucking with a nigga freedom, blood. I hope y'all say goodbye to y'all family, blood. Oh God, I do. The nigga don't play no games. Y'all niggas finna find y'all heads chopped off in the motherfucking cut in TJ, nigga. Oh God, blood.
Good morning, everybody. Better said, good afternoon. How's everybody doing today? I'm your host, Armando Ortega, and welcome back to another episode of the Mando. What you were just hearing in the background, listen to this. Wait, I missed the drop. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. Anyways, what you're hearing in the background today is the soundtrack for Dying Light. The first game came out in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. What was it? 2015. Correction, 2015. Girl I was dating at that point. I guess she heard me talk so much about Dying Light and how cool it was and everything like that. How it looked, because it wasn't even released yet, and how I wanted to buy it. And like every time we went out and I was talking about like, oh, I should buy it, maybe I should buy it, this and that, she would always, for some reason, talk me out of, my cats have the zoomies right now, she would always talk me out from buying it. So I just never bought it. And then one day we did like a weekend getaway together and got each other gifts. I forgot for what, probably Valentine's Day. And lo and behold, Dying Light. Yeah, and I was like lit, and it's still a great game. Dying Light 2 came out. I wanted to pre-order it. I ended up not doing it, but you know, maybe this week I'll buy it, because I do like the game. I do like it. They made Dead Island. I played Dead Island. It was chill, but for some reason Dying Light has a different feel altogether for me. Well, anyways, that video you saw at the beginning, it was the video I promised last week that I would show you guys. Actually, the thing is, dude, my cat is like hyper as hell right now. The thing is, what had happened was that I knew when I was editing everything, I knew there was something that I needed to put in that I said I was going to, but I just couldn't recall. So I just edited it like how I did it and everything like that. I had to leave after that. So I left it exporting for a while. It wasn't until I finally finished exporting and then I started uploading it onto YouTube that I started doing a full, like, you know, listening through it, make sure everything's all good. And that's when I realized that video. You know, about like because the whole topic was the whole thing of like, hey, words are words. Yeah, they can sting, they can hurt your feelings and everything like that, and they can make you angry, but that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to provoke emotion, whether negative or positive, but in the end of the day, they are just words. And I told you guys how I've been threatened before, you know, and I think I explained that specific video, but there you go. I remembered it and I was like, you know what, even though I do have game clips, I feel like that probably would have been a lot more interesting. Just get it out of the way, you know, a little recap of last episode. I don't know if it was last week. Anyways, on a new topic. Oh yeah, that guy. So let me, before the new topic, let me just tell you about that guy, how intelligent that gentleman is. So what we found later on was that he was freshly out on parole and everything. On parole. There's no crime of wanting to go out and having a good time throughout the city, throughout the neighborhood or anything like that. There's absolutely no crime. I mean, like, go ahead, have fun. I like to have fun on my days off, you know, especially if I was ever in a scenario that had me locked up or staying in one location for an X amount of time. And when I finally get the freedom to do what I want to do, I want to go have fun. Anyways, no crime in that. The thing is, around that time, this is when I was working for the trolleys. Around that time, there was a whole thing happening where the company for the trains, for the transportation and everything, they were moving away from like paper tickets and scan cards and everything like that to prove that you paid your fare, and we're instead moving into the more modern times, which was, you know, apps on your phone. And the way it worked basically was there's different security features on the apps, the legitimate app and everything, to show the fare inspectors, you know, if you really paid and everything like that, you know. The problem was with anything, there's always going to be people out there who try and counterfeit whatever they want to counterfeit. And there's people out there who so wanted to counterfeit, how do you say, the app and everything, to basically be like, hey, download this, it's identical to the legitimate one and everything like that. And yeah, except there's problems. The original app always got updated, and we always got notified of the new updates and everything. And yeah, so how do you say it? Those who were, you know, making fakes and everything, they didn't know about the updates, so people would always get caught. Thing is, if anybody got caught using the fake apps or anything like that to try and pass them out as the real ones, and you were caught, that's what I just said, duh. The only thing that would happen is you get a citation. That's it. You wouldn't go to jail. You wouldn't do anything. No one would be under arrest. You just get a citation, pay it, you're good. That's all. Hey, just, you know, would have been cheaper if you just bought a legitimate ticket or whatever, or use the legitimate app. But yeah, so anyways, what had happened was this guy was out and about having fun, except he was using the fake app. The original contacting officers, they found it, and they're like, yeah, no, that's the fake one, you know. And then, like, you know, they were proving that it was fake. And how do you say it? This guy was protesting hard that no, it's the real one. It was the fake one. It was proven to be the fake one. Anyways, backup was called. I arrived and everything. The only thing this guy was gonna get is, like I mentioned before, was a citation. That was it. Just get a citation, pay it, you're good. Or you can contest it. That's the beauty of it. Just contest the citation if you feel like you really did have the legitimate one. So instead of just doing that and then being on his merry way, it wasn't even gonna affect him whatsoever. Be on his merry way, he thought it was a good idea to start physically fighting. And since he decided to start doing that, of course, I mean, he was putting up a fight, but he got taken down. Pain compliance was put on him to the point where he could no longer resist, placed in handcuffs. Even in handcuffs, people, like I mentioned last episode, can still prove to be dangerous. And this guy, even though he was searched for weapons, no weapons were found, he went out and tried to just shoulder check each one of us and everything, no matter where he went, trying to pull away, trying to run and everything. Didn't work out for him at all. Thing is, people do is when they realize they can't physically overpower the person they're trying to overpower, some of them may result in something like spitting. If you saw the video, you're gonna notice that there's something over his head and everything. It's called the spit sock. There's other people like a spit hood, spit mask, whatever anybody else calls it, but we called it a spit sock. And what it is this mesh that you put over someone's head. There's like, you know, kind of like how do you call it? The thing on sweatpants around the waist that, you know, hug your waist and everything like that, elastic or something like that. There's like elastic at the bottom, and it goes around the neck. there's people out there that try and make it seem worse than what it actually is. Be like, oh, that can choke him. That can choke him. Believe it or not, if you're really concerned with someone's ability to breathe and possibly getting choked, standard neckties or bow ties, even chokers, can prove more of a danger than spit socks. Believe me, like, really, you can look at them yourselves on YouTube. You can even buy some. Anybody can buy them. Just try one on if you've managed to come across one. It's really not that. It's not serious. The whole reason there's like this light elastic in the bottom is to make sure that it very lightly hugs the neck. That way it doesn't fall off whenever he turns his head or shakes or whatever, It's just there. The reason for the spit sock is because a person has been spitting too much, whether they're spitting regular spit or they're spitting blood or anything like that. That spit sock prevents them from spitting at anybody, or spit making contact with anybody. That's what it's for. The reason that it's mesh is to allow breathing. You can still breathe completely normal. The only thing is you have a mesh over you. Like I said, neckties, bow ties, chokers, even your own shirt can be more of a hazard to your breathing than a spit sock, because at the end of the day, if someone else pulls a spit sock really tight, it's gonna rip before it chokes the person out. So yeah, they're pretty cool to use though. Anyways, so he had a spit sock around him because he was spitting a lot. Anyways, put it in the back of my mobile. The thing is, he screwed himself. Like I said, the only thing he was going to walk away from was with a citation. That was it. He was going to be on his merry way. Just do whatever he wanted to do after that, Instead, since he decided to do all that, fight, resist, bump, spit, and everything like that, and he got put in the back of my mobile, more information had to get found out about him and everything like that. Turns out he was out on parole. So we had to contact his PO, his parole officer. And yeah, local PD arrived, got him, took him away. He had to be behind bars. I don't know what he's up to right now. I haven't seen him since that date, and that was in 2017. That was like 5 years ago. So yeah, so that was the story about that whole video in the front. He was very upset. He was very upset. He was very thug. He was very like gangsta and everything like that. Like, he was a hardened criminal. But then when it came down to realizing that, hey, you screwed up really bad. You could have just had a ticket, but you decided to screw up really bad. He started crying. That's when the waterworks came out, and it's like, dude, this is embarrassing, bro. Okay. So yeah, other story, just a little update. I got tea. Remember last episode I told you that my Raven Clan tea was running out and everything, and I ordered more. I got the Eagle Bearer, which is from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I got Bay Fog, which is, I'll post up a photo, which is basically from the Bay Area, from San Francisco and everything like that. I am excited. I actually have been steeping this entire time the Eagle Bearer one. Very excited. I'm not really fond of cinnamon unless it comes with arroz con leche and basically like that, arroz con leche. But when I opened up the Eagle Bearer bag, I can just smell it, but it had all the other herbs in there, and it just smelled so fragrant. Like, you can notice the cinnamon, but it isn't the most overbearing scent there is. You could smell more. So, hold on. If you heard a little pitter patter, that's my cat. He's just, like I said, he has the zoomies. 1 second. Hey, son. What's up? The tea smells incredible. I'm about to try some right now. Give me 1 second. Ooh, that is good. Oh my god. Yeah, that is delicious. Oh my god. Just letting you guys know, if you guys have Etsy, she also has an Instagram by the same name, Lady Grey Kitchen Brand Tea. Lady Grey Kitchen Brand Tea. This is my second order, but 3 bags in total though for the first 2 combined, and I'm very happy. I am very happy. Hold on. Oh my god, this tea is phenomenal. Oh my god. I actually might like this one a little more than the Raven Clan, and the Raven Clan is delicious. I love it. Yeah, I love tea. You know, it's an experience. You know how people have passion for like wine tasting, mead tasting. I want to go mead. I've been wine tasting. Funny story about that. Maybe I'll tell you a little bit. Or like going to breweries and everything. I love going to breweries, trust me. But something that I really enjoy is tea. Tea is delicious, and this is delicious. What does it have? Let me read the ingredients that it has. Chamomile, rooibos, lemon balm, lemongrass, rosemary, cinnamon. Oh my god, it's so good. So good. Oh my god. Pour myself some more. And it's this beautiful, like dark honey color kind of thing, you know? Oh my god, it's so good. I'm sorry, I just got lost there. You know, it's exciting for me trying out new teas. It's just something about it. It's like it's good for you, but each one of them just has their own fragrance and flavor to it. And it's just the whole vibe, you know? Just like, you know, raining, cloudy, you know, you look outside your window, see the road, see wherever you're at, and see the ground being wet. You see people driving or walking by or whatever, and they have umbrellas or rain jackets, and you hear the shh of like cars passing by. If you're around that environment, if you're in a more rural area, maybe not so much, but you can still hear the individual raindrops hitting the ground, the grass, the dirt, whatever. And it's, oh my god, it's nothing better than just cracking open the window slightly or sitting in your covered porch, patio, whatever, and just drinking a nice cup of tea. It's just enjoying what life offers. Just enjoying nature. It's just, oh man, used to do that a lot back home. The second one I got, like I told you, Bay Area Fog Bank and everything. Being from SF, born and raised and everything like that. The picture she uses on her tea bag for that one, it's very miss it. But I'm excited mainly because it has lavender in it. Lavender and rosemary are like my 2 favorite things, but it also has orange peel, vanilla. That's a wild time. That's a wild time. I'm gonna try it today also, but I'm enjoying this Eagle Bearer one first. When I finish up my podcast, this episode, I'm gonna go ahead, edit it, everything, get ready. I'm gonna go do some Muay Thai and everything because it's Monday, and then after I'm done, just come home, wash up, relax. We have some leftover lasagna. We had lasagna last night, and we have some leftover. Might have lasagna, and after we're done with lasagna, just gonna brew some more of this tea. But I'm gonna try the Bay Area Fog Bank just to relax, and then just go to sleep and wake up to work tomorrow. So yeah. Anyway, so what do you call it? Lady Grey Kitchen brand tea. If you guys love tea, if you guys enjoy tea, please check her out and everything like that. My cats are kind of acting a little bit right now, but yeah, go enjoy her stuff. Go order from this place, Etsy. You know, if you're in the Bay Area, probably it'll get there faster for you. I'm in San Diego. You guys already know. Oh man. So yeah. Anyways, so we got some stuff. How do you call it? To talk to you about today. Well, not really some stuff. Just two basically identical situations that have happened this past month. Just this past month. Both involve store clerks. Both involve knives. Both involve people being where they're not supposed to be. And both involve violence. So yeah, so basically we're gonna start with the first one, the oldest one. It started a month ago. When a month ago? Let me see. So yeah, it basically started in New York. In New York, you know, New York being very, very strict with like a lot of laws, even to the point where they defunded their police, and a lot of crime. How do you call it? Happens there now. A lot of crime has spiked, and how do you call it? There people act like it's a surprise, but it's not. You defund. How do you call it? You defund. How do you say? What was it? Yeah, you defund the type of people, the type of workers who are there meant to, protect you and stop all this stuff to happening. You're gonna have people take advantage of that. I mean, unfortunately, it's happening in San Francisco a lot. It wasn't just being more strict on police, like overly strict, but also being very lenient to the offenders. And I pray for my family's safety every day, my friends and everything like that. But it's something that, everybody has to be careful. Anyways, New York. What I'm talking about is this store clerk in New York, Hamilton Heights Bodega and everything. So basically what had happened was this woman came in and everything. And when this woman came in, what was it? This woman came in and she wanted to, buy a bag of chips and everything like that for her daughter. But her card declined. So the clerk took back the snacks because it was just like, you can't pay for it. Well, why don't he just show sympathy? Why doesn't he have empathy? I get it. Why? Because empathy is very, very important. It was for her daughter. Her daughter just wants a snack. Why not just, let this one slide? Another thing is this. You don't have to. No one has to do that. Just like when people are like, oh, the cops could have given this person a warning instead of writing them a ticket. They could have. They had the power to do so. But they don't have to. They have no legal obligation to give a warning for an offense, for a crime, whatever. Same thing here. People can show empathy towards others, but there's no legal obligation to do so. So in the end of the day, not letting you have the snacks, letting your daughter have the snacks because the failure of payment occurred, it's reasonable. It's very reasonable. People saying, oh, reports said that he snatched and that's rude. Yeah, no, I get it. Could have gotten a little better at it, but not illegal. It's just, you got to realize that just because your feelings feel a certain way, the law is the law. It's just like, I don't like when someone calls me a slur, but it's not against the crime. It's not against the law, So if I respond with violence, then I am the one who initiated the law breaking and everything. So I'm the one going to get in trouble, no matter how much of a jerk the other person was. So yeah, so her card failed and everything. He took the snacks back. Was like, nope, not going to sell it to you. Okay. Say your piece, as the customer. If you don't like it, whatever, yell, shout, that's your right, but leave. You have no more business there. You have no more business there. Anyways, minutes later, the woman came back and minutes later the woman came back. She came back with her boyfriend. Yeah, her boyfriend, whose name was Simon. So Simon, being told what had just happened, was not happy. Simon went back inside the store and decided to like, hey, instead of just being like, whoa, what's going on? What happened? This is that. Or even being like, hey, Let me pay for the snacks. Simon believed it was a very smart idea to go behind the cash register, go behind the counter to where the store clerk works and everything. When you're not working somewhere and you go in areas that you're not allowed, that are only for employees, you're already trespassing. That's a given. You're already trespassing. But if you're going in there for the sole intention to puff your chest, widen your shoulders, and just physically look down at a person you're intimidating, well, what do you think is going to happen? You know, what do you think people are going to think you're doing? It's obviously not there to give to charity. You're there to just be a big bad man. Oh, look at me. I'm huge. I'm strong. I'm muscly. This and that. You're just throwing your weight around, and people can be scared. But always remember, not everybody's going to appreciate that. Not everybody is going to be like, oh my God, please, this and that. Well, anyways, Simon goes behind the counter to confront the clerk and everything. How do you call it? You can see this is all in the video because there's a camera pointing behind the counter. You can see that Simon and the clerk are facing each other, and Simon decides it's a good idea to shove the clerk, and he shoves the clerk hard. The clerk hits the whatever his stand was behind him, and he falls onto the chair. So there's some back and forth. You can see the woman who's still on the opposite side of the counter, and everything, her hand and everything pointing at him, and words are being exchanged. There's no audio, so you can't hear anything, but words are being exchanged. After this, Simon proceeds to grab the clerk. What's the clerk's name? Well, let me see. I'm tired of saying clerk, just he has a name. Here, let me, I'm sorry guys, I should have found his name out before. Dun, 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 dun. Are you guys liking the music? It's like one of those things where you hear it all the time in the background, but it's just like you never really like how do you call it? Like, okay, here we go. I found it. Jose Alba, that was the clerk. Keep in mind, Jose Alba is 61 years old. He's an old man. Yeah, so you're gonna have a lot of people who are still very, very energetic and up and at 'em and everything. And I oh my God, hats off to those type of people, especially when you find others who are bodybuilders. There's bodybuilders in their 60s, 70s who have the body of a 30-year-old man, and it's just again, hats off to those people. Well, anyways, Simon was in his 30s. Let me see if I can find exactly how old Simon was. No, it doesn't say. But Simon is in his 30s. Was in his 30s. So you have you're having a taller, stronger, fitter man in his 30s versus somebody who is drastically smaller, shorter, weaker, not in great shape, who's 61 years old. What do you think is gonna happen? I mean, the 30-year-old Simon, the 30-something-year-old, correction, Simon pushed the 61-year-old Jose Alba, and then he grabs him by his collar and starts moving him against his will to some other direction. What do you think? Put yourself in Jose Alba's shoes. You pretend you're 61. Pretend this guy who easily has a foot and a half over you, who is half your age, who is fit and strong and just absolutely shoved you like you were nothing, is now grabbing you by the collar on your neck. Are you going to be scared for yourself? Do you have confidence that you're going to bust out some Bruce Lee moves and everything? Most likely not. You can get easily hurt. You're far more prone to be hurt than this man who's attacking you now. So Jose Alba gets grabbed by the collar. He gets turned around. When he gets turned around and start getting moved somewhere else and getting yelled at in his face and everything, Jose Alba grabs a knife that he happens to have placed somewhere discreetly. He grabs the knife, he turns around, and he stabs Simon, first in the shoulder, and then this is the death blow, in the neck. He stabs Simon in the neck. Simon starts fighting back, but Alba, he keeps going. He keeps going. What is later apparent is that Simon's girlfriend, the one who couldn't afford the snacks, had her own box knife and was stabbing Alba, who was, in turn stabbing Simon. Simon ended up losing his life because he got stabbed in the neck. And if you get stabbed there's videos out there that show you how fast you could lose blood and how much. You have at most 2 minutes before you're done. But yeah. So anyways, that's what happened. 61-year-old Jose Alba was later arrested and charged with murder. Everybody, you have one side saying, well, he was in an immediate danger or anything like that. Like you didn't see the other guy have a weapon. You didn't see the other guy pull out a weapon or anything like that. So why did you feel like you needed to match what he was doing with deadly force, which is, a step more? Then you have the other side. It's like, hey, one, he shouldn't have been back there in the first place. Two, he shouldn't have shoved this old man to the wall and then have him take a seat. Three, he shouldn't have grabbed this old man by the collar and start manhandling him. And I was like, and they're like, four, he had it coming. Like, if he literally did not go back there and put his hands on this man, he would still be around today. So you have two sides and everything. It's very scary, especially since it's New York, because New York tries to pander to the more mainstream thought or the louder thoughts of today's, times. Usually they side with the criminals, which sucks because had Simon, the police been called, no one was stabbed, and it was told with proof, like, hey, Simon attacked the clerk first, here's the video evidence, it's very likely that Simon would have just probably maybe be given a citation and then off his merry way and everything. And then the clerk would have been like, what the hell? He should be in jail, So yeah. But that's what happened. And Jose Alba was charged with murder. I didn't take long though, because let's see. So yeah, he was charged with murder, and his bail was lowered from $250,000. They put a bail originally for $250,000 to get Alba out of jail and everything like that, but it was brought down to only $50,000 and everything. It says, as part of his release, Alba was forced to surrender his passport, remain in the 5 boroughs, and submit to electronic monitoring. They're monitoring this guy, saying, oh, he murdered Simon. How could he? He murdered Simon. Doesn't matter if he was attacking you and he was bigger and stronger and just threatening you and everything. So that's basically what happens. Later on, a few days later, charges dropped against Jose Alba because now it was just ruled everything he did, and even the outcome, was a result of self-defense, just self-defense. And that's actually really good, because it's like, in the end of the day, Jose Alba, he wasn't hurting anybody. He wasn't being a jerk. He wasn't trying to just throw his weight around or anything. He was just minding his own business. And someone came in, not only got into his space, but proceeded to put their hands on him and continue doing so. And that person in turn, lost his life. Second story. Actually, let me get something real quick, guys. Quick intermission. My phone's about to die. I know it's hella unprofessional, sorry. But I got it. Alright. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Thank you for your patience, to be honest. It's just, I got off of work. I'm like, today, you ever have those days where it's just like, I'm over it. You know? Just I'm done. I don't want to be here anymore. Not talking about, living. I'm talking about like being at work. Like, I'm just like, today is just not the day. And then like, it always feels forever because that last hour, that last half hour, they call it like the final stretch and everything. It's just, oh man, I need this done. Like, I need it done already. Well, anyway, yeah, that's how I felt all day today. And so I came home. Honestly, I just wanted to sleep. But then I was just like, I gotta make the most of this day. I gotta be good and everything. And I was like, you know what brings up my spirits? What do you call it? Podcasting, you guys. And these two events happened, and I was just like, I should talk about it. These last episodes have been a lot more serious. I'll lighten it up next episode, don't worry about it. Well, yeah, so that's what happened with Jose Alba, a man who defended himself from somebody who was physically stronger, physically bigger, and younger than he was. He was attacked by him in his own space, in his own store, and he defended himself as best as he could, was arrested, given a $50,000 bail, had to bring in his passport, had to stay in the area, had to be monitored electronically, and he had the charges dropped, and now he's a free man again, once more. That was in New York. This one happened on the 6th. What day is it? The 8th. So it happened, what day is it today? It's Monday, right? It happened Wednesday, but it just broke news like 2-3 days ago. Let's see what day Wednesday was. It was probably like the 1st. No, it happened the 3rd. Yeah. So it happened this past Wednesday, the 3rd, in Las Vegas, a smoke shop. So what had happened was this, another, shop owner. It was a smoke shop, but smoke shops aren't just smoke shops anymore. They're like bongs and pipes and vapes and everything like that. So this past Wednesday, the 3rd, you have two individuals enter a store. I'll be completely honest. When I first saw this video, the day, like moments after it had been released, I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake for multiple factors. One of them being the fact that the two individuals who came into the store to rob this place were wearing ski masks. But the ski masks weren't the best, and they weren't like, you can, like, if you looked long enough, you'd be able to like tell or like have a rough idea how these people look underneath it. The two people looked very young, very inexperienced, very new to the world and everything. Like probably they were 15. That's how I estimated their age to be like. 3, the camera angle was just a little bit too perfect for where this was shot. And 4, the camera had not only had audio, but was incredibly clear. I'm sorry, but I'm used to these old school cameras that are still grainy, probably like 360 resolution and everything. 360, yeah. That's what I'm used to. But this was quality video and audio and positioning. I was like, oh my god, it was like they staged it, and that's what I thought. There's more stuff, but those are the four, right off the bat. So anyways, these two individuals come in who I identified as teenagers from the bat, and are off the bat, mixing up my words. They enter the room, the store ski mask. The store clerk, the store owner, correction, comes out. And I was like, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up with the masks and everything like that? Because it's odd. In these times where masks are being viewed as more common, as more acceptable because of the virus, the pandemic and everything, it'd be like, oh, why is it weird that they're wearing masks in stores now? Well, the masks weren't covering their mouths. they were only exposing their eyes and mouth. That was it. And I'm like, that's totally what not the mask people are asking people to wear and everything. So they walk into the store. Owner comes out. Hey, what are you guys doing? The owner is very young too. The owner looks like he's in his early 20s or something like that, but that could just be his genetics. They're not really saying anything to him. He knew that they were going to be there and rob him. So one of the guys, the taller one in the white shirt, went and took a cup, a tip cup. Ugh. Tip cup and everything. The stoner's like, you know what, just take it, just leave, guys, just leave, this and that. All the while, if you guys are very observant with everything that happens in a situation, from the beginning you would see the store owner's right hand kind of like move towards besides the cash register where it's kind of hidden and everything. He is grabbing something. And I saw it immediately. Like, this guy has something for this and everything. So I was watching it, and then, like, he was telling the guys, just go. The other teenager, the one who didn't grab the tip jar, was dressed in all black and had a backpack opened up, but wearing it on his chest instead of on his back. So the guy who grabbed the tip jar, the teenager, he comes back, reaches over the counter on the side and grab something else. And when the stoner goes like, no, this not, the guy in the white shirt dips for the door, but his homie right next to him with the backpack, he jumps over the counter. And when he jumps over the counter, he tries to grab more stuff from, the wall. The store owner grabs the knife that was right next to the cash register and starts digging into this guy in the shoulder, couple times in the back, on the hip or the thigh. The one that really mattered was the final one, the seventh and final one, which was one just under his neck in the back, but it looked like to have hit his spine. And the reason I say that is not only just how it looks, but also that after that 7 stab, the kid, the teenager, just goes limp. Not deceased, not anything. He's just limp. And the owner is holding on to him, takes the knife out, is holding onto him, and starts dragging him around the counter to drop him at the front. After he drops the teenager in the front, teenager's not moving. Teenager's talking. The teenager saying, I'm sorry, this wasn't my idea, this is not what I wanted, I'm so sorry, please don't let me die, yada yada, all while, the stoner is with the cops and an ambulance and everything. But the teenager is alive, but he's not moving a muscle. So that's what makes me believe that the teenager is paralyzed. So that happened. After that, police arrive, medics arrive. They end up capturing and arresting those involved. They keep saying they arrested only 2, but when you watch the video, after the kid in the white shirt leaves the store, you see that there's a third kid out there, also wearing black, also wearing a mask, who was holding the front door open. And he looks inside while his homie's being stabbed, and then just dips with his other homie. And that's what happened. They arrested 2 of them, the one in the white shirt and the one who got stabbed. The one who got stabbed, there's no word on how his condition is. There's no update or anything, but he's still, from last reported, alive, but in the hospital. So yeah. The store owner, however, has not been arrested as far as we know. Instead, the store owner had an interview with their local news network, and on top of that, had a AMA For those who don't know what an AMA is, AMA stands for Ask Me Anything, and it's very popular in Reddit. He had an AMA up there. Thing is, the AMA has since been deleted, which was very, very smart for him to do, but also very dumb that he actually did it in the first place. Because here's the thing. The Fifth Amendment, a lot of people think, oh, the Fifth Amendment, I don't have to talk. That's not what it exactly means. The Fifth Amendment gives you the right to remain silent, but it's to keep you from self-incriminating yourself. That's what the Fifth Amendment is for. That's it. So you can be stopped, you can be talked to all the time and everything like that. But if you're being arrested, but you're not being asked questions about anything that could incriminate yourself, it's just like, oh, I'm not going to talk to you. Oh, this and that. Yeah, it's just, that's not what it's for. You gotta learn this stuff. Well, anyways, he wasn't arrested, so of course he didn't have any rights needed to be read to him or anything. But he did go and do an AMA. I don't know what was said in that. I gotta find the threads. From what I heard last was that despite it being deleted, people took screenshots. People were posting it up on Reddit, so I gotta go find them. Well, anyways, whatever's said in there, maybe he incriminated himself, maybe not, but it wasn't smart in the first place to even make one. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, last update was 2 days ago, and like I said, as of yet, he has not been arrested or charged with anything. Oh, but why? Why is it that when a 61-year-old man stabs someone in their 30s who is physically attacking them and resulting in that guy's death, why is he charged with murder, arrested almost immediately, this and that? But a young store owner who stabs a teenager 7 times, who wasn't even physically hitting him from the start, why isn't he arrested? It's a case by case type of deal. Well, everything is a case by case type of deal and everything. But also that it also has to do with other factors. It has to do that every state has their own laws. It also has to do with every state does things differently when it comes down to law enforcement. What's legal in New York, what's legal in Las Vegas may not be legal in New York or California. In California, there is no stand your ground law or anything like that. What stand your ground is basically is if someone is trying to hurt you or end you or whatever, like, or anything like that, you have the right to be there and put a stop to them, either temporarily or permanently. That's stand your ground, because you're the victim here and you were just protecting yourself. California doesn't tell you to do that. Instead, what California tells you is, hey, if somebody is trying to hurt you or end you, you have the obligation, the legal obligation, to look for any possible way of escape. You have the obligation to make sure that you exhausted every form of escape that you have at your disposal at the moment. If you exhausted everything and there's proof that you had nowhere else, then and only then are you justified in doing what you need to do next. You see how much that sucks? And keep in mind, this also applies to homes, to apartments. If someone broke in right now in my apartment, well, I live too high up, so maybe that's not a good excuse. Let's use my old apartment. If I lived where I used to live and someone broke into my apartment with the sole intention of putting an end to me and everything, I have the obligation to find another way out a window, out another door, whatever. I have an obligation to try and find wherever I can get out and everything, and try. If I can't, then I can protect myself. But if someone breaks into my apartment when I lived in my old place and I just immediately permanently stop them, yeah, I can be tried for manslaughter and I can serve time and pay fines and everything. That's just how it works, and it sucks. But there's other places, there's other states and everything, other cities in different states, where you will have your law enforcement be like, hey, you know, we like when homeowners defend themselves and defend their properties, because people who keep breaking into their homes, if they get shot and they no longer make it, then the chances, the percentage of them reoffending is now zero. So there you go. Protect your stuff. Do what you need to do. And this is, you see the difference? You see the difference. It's very different. So that's why I keep saying it's a case by case thing. You have to look at where it happened. You got to look up the laws of that location where it happened, the law enforcement, everything, because it's a case by case thing. What's legal here may not be legal there. What's legal over there may not be legal over here. And everything. So it's just like, so that's a lot of stuff you got to do. So those are two separate stories. Very, very similar. You have two people working at a store. You have two people who jump over behind a counter. You have two workers who come out with knives and stab the people that, you know, are back there multiple times. One gets arrested, charged with murder, and the other one does it. But in the end of the day, the one who got charged with murder is now a free man, because it was ruled that he was just protecting himself, and that's exactly what happened. But yeah, you know, it's just interesting stuff. You can have stuff that are very similar, but can be handled very, very different ways, very different outcomes. Excuse me. Let me get my tea real quick, actually. Oh my god, this tea is incredible. Going back to the tea, when I got my package, because I arrived today at my house, when I got my package, I opened it up, and there has the invoice inside there and everything. The person who runs that left me a very, very nice note, because I gave him a 5-star on Etsy. And they were like, oh my god, thank you for your second order, and thank you for the 5-star review, this, and that. They're like, I just want to let you know that, you know, these are great, yada, yada. And it's just like, it's very nice, you know, very personalized. I love that stuff. I love the small businesses, you know. I love the businesses who just do what they love, have something that they want to share with others, and it also helps themselves financially, and it makes them feel complete, fulfilled. And I just get that vibe from this place. I will definitely buy more teas. I'm telling you, more teas from this place. I've seen some more actually that I want to get already, but I'm enjoying these two. I still got to finish my Raven Clan. I got to order another Raven Clan actually. The only thing is that I wish was different was the bags. I wish they were bigger. You know, hold on. Very, very solid customer service and very quality teas. Loose leaves, you know. If you guys need an infuser or anything like that, before ordering one, I suggest you buy an infuser, or order it and then buy an infuser later, you know. But yeah, best thing. I love it. Speaking about small companies, I'm just gonna circle back to that whole pink sauce stuff. I'm sorry, this is the third time me talking about it, but basically what happened, an update was that chef Pie, her name is, actually I found out today, she had the FDA, how do you call it, go and check her place and everything. Thing is, that happened, she could have just like left it alone and everything. She could have just left it alone, but ended up live streaming it, I think, recording it and posting it up. And it's just like, you don't need to show us everything, you know. A couple of things that really brought into my mind when I remembered that was just basically like, hey, you know, I get it, you want to do what you want to do and everything, and you don't like the whole negativity that's being brought to you. But like I said in previous episodes, the negativity being brought back isn't because people are hating, it's because people love, in this day and age, especially after 2020, people love small businesses. People love small businesses and want to see small businesses grow, want to see mom and pop shops thrive and everything. And I'm all for it. I love mom and pop shops. I love small businesses and everything. It just, this personal touch. It's nice. It's beautiful and everything. Though one of the very few things that came out of the whole ordeal back in 2020. But how do you say it? Hi, Peaches. She's being lovey-dovey right now, like hardcore again. But the thing is, you gotta know that with everything that you do, everything in life comes criticism, whether it's spiteful criticism or it's productive criticism. Criticism is here to show us that there may be things we need to improve, and there may be things we need to start changing in order to perform better. For me personally, I don't sell anything, but for me personally, it has to do with work. I do a lot of enforcement work. I do a lot of like security. I do a lot of like, I did a lot of bail enforcement. I did for the trolleys. I did K9. I did all this stuff. And throughout all those years, I learned different tactics of arresting people, different forms of communication, different forms of body gesturing, everything. It got to the point where I learned so much, and I applied so much to how I work and everything. I was like, there's nothing left anybody could teach me. And as time passed and I tried new stuff, I was so wrong. And people are like, listen, you're doing this, and I can see why, but this needs to change. You need to try implementing this. Try doing that next time. This is not. It's not there to hurt us. It's there to help us grow and get better. And that's why the whole criticism that Chef Pie is facing for the pink sauce and everything, people aren't doing that because they hate her. No, they're doing that because they want to see her grow. If you want to sell something original in the future, have all your ducks lined up. Have all your ducks in a row. It kind of reminds me of one of my former bosses who started a pizzeria back home and everything. He would always talk about back home. He had amazing pizzas, and he wanted to bring those pizzas to my city and everything, and which is why he started his pizza place. Usually when you start a restaurant and you have recipes and everything, it's because those recipes have been tried and tried again and improved on. That way, when a place of business, such as a pizzeria, opens up, all your ingredients, all your recipes are there. You know exactly what to do to deliver the superior product that you can deliver. The problem was, when he opened up, he was still trying to complete recipes. He didn't even have a stable menu yet or anything. There was no stable menu. Even the ingredients were like, I don't really like this. Let's try that. This one was actually better. Let's go back to this one. It was like, my dough recipe isn't quite right yet. This and that. It's like, I thought you were supposed to have all this figured out before this place even opened. Eventually with time, it got there. Eventually with time, it became solid. It became stable. It became at that point, it only moved up. But from the beginning, it shouldn't have been that rocky. Everything should have been taken care of. Everything should have been in order before, opening day. And the same thing with the pink sauce. People are talking about how the texture is different. Some textures, it's a thick sauce. The other textures, it's just very watery. It's a hotter pink here, but it's a very light pink over there. And it's just like, what is going on? It's because there was no consistent order. There was no consistent recipe. And it's just like, you need consistency in order to deliver a superior, consistent product. Why do you think when you go to the store and you see a bottle of ketchup, like Heinz ketchup, why are all the Heinz ketchup the exact shade of red? Because they have a recipe they follow to the letter. They do it with precision. They do it with measurements. They do it in order. And that way they produce a consistent product. And that's what I think. Honestly, I don't wish for this girl to face any major issues down the line, mainly when it comes down to lawsuits or anything, which is why I suggested, hey, cease productions until you get it solid, until you get it stable, until you get it approved, until you can provide paperwork, until you can provide this and that in a solid form of shipping. Because being a milk-based product, you need to keep things refrigerated. And I get it, especially because summer is currently here. Things are hot, especially since there's been a lot of news coming out lately that UPS drivers are showing thermometers readings of how hot it is inside their trucks, and it's hitting the triple digits. So you need some way to keep your product that are meant to be refrigerated cool for the entire shipping. And major companies have refrigerated trucks, refrigerated containers going to the ships and everything. There's other places, there's other subscription boxes that deliver meat, and the way they do it is the box that they send it in has dry ice. Dry ice being so cold it can actually burn you, but it's hard to melt. It takes a very long time for dry ice to melt. That way it keeps your stuff cool, it keeps it insulated and everything. That way, from its shipping location to its destination, it's a cold product that has not gone bad, that is being delivered to the person who ordered it in the best condition possible. Just my ideas, just my observations. Yeah, that's all I really got to say. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of The Mind of Mando. I have been your host, Armando Ortega de Leon. Oh yeah, one thing, that video in the beginning where he's like, oh, De Leon, this and that. I have multiple last names, one of them being De Leon. I love that name, but I wanted De Leon to be my permanent last name. It's so good. The problem is, when I would have a name tag or a nameplate anywhere, it would always say Ortega de Leon, Ortega de Leon. And when people read it and see Ortega de Leon, they just read Ortega, and they don't want to say everything at all. They just don't want to say my last name. So they're all like, Ortega. I'm just going to call you Ortega. Ortega. And it's just, Ortega just rolls off people's tongues a lot better than De Leon, So that's why I said Armando Ortega. But it's Armando Ortega de Leon. All right. Like I said, thank you for joining me for another episode. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. See ya.